da, da, da. And I swear to God, I started to tear up. And I was going,
Yeah.
come on, Collie. You're
Golly.
52. You're 52 years old. What are you doing?
In cinemas Bundoran, now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream, and more to your seat. Find out more at Eclipse Cinema.
Time to join our man at the movies. Well, Collie, you're very welcome indeed. How are things in Eclipse Cinema up there in Bundoran?
A very beautiful Bundoran today. It's great. It's usually a big weekend in Bundoran, always, the weekend of the 12th. But with
Absolutely, yeah.
that weather and with all
Mm.
those movies, we're expecting a very hot one. And before I do that, can I say happy birthday to my Auntie Kathleen, who's a big family party on Saturday on the 12th. So that's it. That's just when she was born, folks. It's not a political statement. But yes, so we've a busy weekend. The only thing is, I got distracted there, Shamey, at the start, right? Because you
Yeah.
had all the jokes off air. And I was just thinking this morning, I shaved my head this morning, right? And I just went, well, he was going to do the Lex Luthor jokes anyway, right? But
Well, I
why I did that,
avoided
and
that. Now I
there's a
didn't.
picture of me beside Superman here, because it is Superman that dominates the movie today. I was going, Shavy is going to be in his element. And folks, he mightn't have said them on air, but let's face it, off air, he got them all in, just in case you were wondering.
I
But
couldn't resist. And you'll see him on the video, folks, and you'll go, he's a spitter for your man in the movie. He is indeed.
well, he's a handsome young man. I'll settle for it. I'll take it.
Well, I have
Was
to
a
say,
time
I'm
that
absolutely really excited. And I'm so excited because Superman, one of my favorite movies, the original is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I was so happy to see this coming because have they gone back to the original?
Yeah, I would feel that is true because I was thinking about that because usually our running joke is that when it has super in it, that Shamey you zone out, right? Usually you zone out, but there are certain tentpole films, and Superman from 1978 is one of those. I know for you, and it's probably the age you saw it at. It was also the fact that it was and still is a brilliant movie for all the bits that maybe creak about it. And it was a certain type of superhero movie. And, I often think with Superman, why I like the other ones, I never liked Superman that much aside from those two movies. And maybe it's such an American, all the Truth, Justice, American Way and all that. But those two movies the first two movies were magic. And the last ones, they tried to be cool and tried to be dark. And that worked for some movies. But I just really wasn't that interested. And the trailer made us think, maybe is the magic back? Will we play the trailer first?
Wrap it up.
Good luck with that.
Make a move, Big Blue.
Left to left.
They chose him. Let them die.
Hey! Quit messing around!
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
I agree. That's why I choose to protect this world. Did I see a dog in there?
Yes, and that's
Yes.
really important because that clip actually makes it probably sound a bit like the last few Superman movies we had. Now, there is a bit of, when we have all this power, who's the right to wield it? Can he just go in and try and stop a war? What right does he have? With this.
They're asking questions. They're asking
Which was
questions.
always a thing. Superman was written kind of after nuclear bombs and stuff. There was always that sort of thing. However, probably more true to it is how it's in the spirit of what you would expect, Jamie, is in the opening scene, Superman's lying in the snow and he whistles. And next thing, here comes Crypto, the super dog. And, they are shameless and unashamed about using the dog. This is a comic book movie. It's going back to the stuff of kid stuff. And there's a couple other superhero characters. And they don't really explain and go, oh, your man got his powers from something. They're just going, it's a comic book. We're having a bit of crack here. Here's the guy with the weird powers and the other guy. And Superman is Superman. And that's what he does.
Yes.
And he happens to have a super dog. Why does he have a super dog? It's kind of explained at the end, but they don't care. He's there. The dog is there for jokes and for little kids to go, oh, look at the super dog. And that is the spirit. It should be. Like that Superman that we were talking at the start, there was all the kind of Lex Luthor trying to steal the land. But mostly it was played for fun and laughs. And, him rescuing Lois Lane with the helicopter, I've got you, miss. Who's got you? All of that sort of stuff. Back into that spirit. They're leaning into he is just a good man who's here to help, and he doesn't always understand why people don't understand him, but he's there for truth and justice and all the things that are good, including quite liking a dog. That is part of it. They are going, well, if you want to go and go, well, actually, it's an analogy for the way America's rolling. Nah, they're just having fun in this one. They are just having fun. You can read into it what you want, and usually, Shamey, I like those sort of movies. I quite like those kind of dark, well, what it's really about. Do you know what? I think this is really about a superhero who's a good man who comes to help us all, and people don't understand. It's probably going to be okay in the end because he's Superman. And Shamey, there's one bit what I really didn't expect, right? So, full honesty, I usually don't read reviews. I read a couple of reviews, and most of the reviews have been good, but I happened to read a couple of bad reviews, and I went, all right, and I really wasn't looking forward to it that much today. And then when there was one bit and something happens, and then the John Williams theme comes in, ba, da, 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 and I swear to God, I started to tear up, and I was going, come on, Collie, you're 52, you're 52 years old. What are you doing? But I did, and I got hope again. And I suddenly went, I forgot about Donald Trump and everything else. And I was going, Superman's here to save the day. And that's what you want. And I just think if you're 10, this is going to have the same. It can never have the same effect that Christopher Reeve movie had on you and on me. It will never have that effect again. But it made me remember what that film did to me. But I think if you're a kid, and even if you have watched Justice League and all those, and Dark Superman and this broody, and then you just go, oh wow, this is what it's about. It's about saving the day. There's a very famous Hollywood book about how to write a plot. It's called Save the Cat, and this is a Save the Cat movie, not literally, but it's all about rescuing the little girl from the building and all that sort of stuff. And you know what? It's great. A couple of weeks ago, I think with Formula One, I said, I wonder, is this the summer of fun movies? Jurassic Park, Formula One, all that. Not worrying about it too much. We had that with brilliant stuff with Sinners and stuff at the start of the year, and we'll have it again with Saipan, and we'll all debate and stuff again later in the year. But for the summer, they've just gone fun and rescue, and the good guy come to save us all. And maybe it'll save cinema, maybe it won't. But I had a super time, Shamey. It's really good. It's really fun. Feck the Begrudgers. It's fun. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Oh, I can't wait. Really looking forward to it. And it's kind of the relaunch of the DC Comics, really.
Yeah.
Again, isn't it?
It's as a comic
go
thing.
Back and yeah.
As I said, as a comic thing, cute dog and weird people and all that, and just going, yeah, fine. We're in a comic. Nothing is real. None of it's real. So just enjoy yourself. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy it. And
Absolutely.
sometimes that's the way.
Popcorn and drinks and
and drinks, and that would be, DC Universe tried to be different to Marvel and all that sort of stuff. Not noticing that the most successful Marvels of all were Spider-Man, which were good fun, and it was about a teenage boy trying to get his best. This is Superman going, he's a hero and he's fun. And also, one of the things I liked, Lois Lane is a bit of crack in this one, and she wasn't in the last. She was given. It was Amy Adams. She's a brilliant actress. Was given nothing to do except be rescued. This Lois is interesting and goes about and does some stuff. All the better. All the best ones have a good Lois as well.
Okay, Superman. It opens.
It opens tomorrow. Go and see it.
Tomorrow. What time?
12 o'clock, I believe.
12 o'clock.
You will believe a man can fly again. Yep. It's great.
Oh, fantastic. Can't wait. Oh, yeah. Now, you have something for the kids. Not opening yet, but the Smurfs are back.
Yeah, Heroes in Blue, I am less keen on. Now, there was a time when I was a young fella. I liked Smurfs. I still remember Smurf, 3-apple tie. However, this is definitely not for me. Now, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's great that, there's even some kids that maybe might be a little young for Superman, and Smurfs are coming. Now, we're going to talk about this more next week. Well, hopefully you're going to talk about it, because I think you should go. You've got grandkids. I will give you free you should do the review, and I'll watch the horror movie that's coming out next week, and the love story with Pierce Brosnan that's coming out next week.
That's what I love about you, Lex Luthor.
This is very much it will be Smurftastic. Now, you can decide whether that means good or bad. If you like the Smurfs, if you like the fact Rihanna is playing Smurfette, you are in here, and there's loads of 7-year-old girls going, wow, brilliant, sign me up. In this case, I'm not a 7-year-old girl. However, one of the things I really like, and Paramount should get lots of credit for this. Every one of their big movies, they've shown first in a subtitle version for people who maybe have hearing impairment or people with English second language or just like subtitles. And I really like that they're doing it because the first night is always a really big night for any movie. It's when they make the most money and they're saying, no, we're going to do this. So on Tuesday, there's going to be a subtitle version only. It's all subtitles. It's the same movie, just has subtitles at the bottom. And then it's going to open next week. So we wanted to mention it this week because all joking aside, I am messing. It'll be great. If you're 7 or 8, it's going to be great and it's going to be fun, but I'm not 7 or 8. So okay. I'm not a Smurf fan. I have to be honest. You can't like everything. Will you get Father Abraham for next week though?
That's the parents warned. That's available, and well, they'll be delighted.
They'll be delighted. They will get lots of quiet time, an hour and a half of quiet time. A lot to be said for it in the summer.
Okay, right. Missed It Monday. You're bringing back Ballerina and John Wick's company.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not for the kids. This one, but it is for big kids like me and you, Seamie. This is again a summer of fun. This is Ana de Armas beats the living tar out of a load of people and looks cool when doing it. And I went, sign me up. If that's what it is, sign me up. I signed up. That's what it was. I really enjoyed it. I read somewhere that somebody said if John Wick was Keanu Reeves seeing how many men he could beat up with various items. He said, Ballerina is Ana de Armas seeing how many people she could set on fire with a load of items. And he says, and it's all the better for it. And it is all the better for it. It is just good, silly, adult fun. Really enjoyable. Go and see it on Monday for $5.50.
$5.50 on a Monday, you couldn't beat it. Now, a bit of controversy before we head off about Salt Path. Been in the news, yeah? Yeah,
I just enjoyed because we talked about it so much last week and when it came out. And I kept on using this phrase, Seamie. I said, I'd look you in the eyes and say, Seamie, it's such an amazing story. It would have to be true because nobody could make it up. Oops. Looks like allegedly they may have made it up. So I was doing all the promotions for it last week and going, Missed It Monday, Salt Path and all that. And I opened the newspaper, the Observer, and it was all this big article about how it mightn't be true. And certainly it looks like the financial situation at the start was all eyes and all that sort of stuff. And you go, oh, wow. But I really liked the movie. And I suppose, does it matter? Superman's not true either. But I said on this radio station so many times, Seamie, it's so unbelievable. It has to be true. I thought maybe we should just mention it this week and go, well, I won't be so naive next time. By the way, I bet you I'll be just as naive next time because I love the movies and I love to believe in the goodness of people. And you know what? There's still loads of great people out there. And because loads of people still help them, no matter what the truth of the story is, people went to support them. So, that's good. But it was just funny.
And, there's always a journalist around the corner.
I guarantee you there'll be no big scandal about Ballerina next week because it's most definitely not true. I guarantee you that.
That's Collie on Movies. Next Thursday. Thanks, Collie.
Bye.